Hey guys, I remember in my last video I told you that I would show you my gaming setup sometime, so I thought today would be a good day to do it. Now, I'm not gonna go around my house like some people do. My wife didn't want me to, film the whole house and everything, but I'm gonna kind of cut around and just show you what I have in terms of my gaming paraphernalia and setup and my little game room I got set up. So there we go. Okay, so this is the view that you guys usually see when I do my videos. And this is out in my living room. This is just my two bookshelves full of games I've got here. And so just start at the top here. We got a Godzilla hanging out with Kim Jong-il and Stalin there. We got my old PlayStation box, the original one that came with my PS1. Got some gaming girlies here, and Ridge Racer 4. And on this shelf, we got my old Hot Wheels Lincoln back there. And this top shelf is my PS2 role-playing game collection. And these are actually some of my favorite games. Just all the PS2 role-playing games were just top-notch back in the day. And to be honest, I've only played about half of these all the way through, but I just kind of grabbed them when I could, when the grabbing was good. And I think I've got pretty much all the role-playing games that I want for PS2 now. Good, definitely good ones. And these are, looks like just kind of random games, along with my Initial D Corolla there. God of War, got Klonoa, Raw Danger, got some shooter games, Castle Shigami 2, R-Type Final, Sylpheed, those are fun. Got King of Red, which is like a strategy game. Got The Bouncer, which was like one of the first PS2 games I got actually, I think. And these two look like war shooter games here. We got Medal of Honor and SOCOM and Call of Duty, Red Faction, those are fun. Dirge Cerberus, Contra, Time Splitters. PS2 is a great system. Here we got the horror games. Got Haunting Ground, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Fatal Frame. PS2 is when the horror games started getting really scary. You had a few on PS1, but I don't think they were that scary, actually. And what do we got? Just kind of more random stuff. These games on top are just kind of extras I got recently, and I didn't know where else to put them, so I just kind of started stacking them, along with my Japanese games up there on top. And these are my racing games here on the side here. Tokyo Extreme Racer, Gran Turismo, Racing Evolution. That's kind of a cheap, fun one that no one ever looks at. Onimusha games, those are great. And we got my Nissan Skyline here from Initial D. Going down one more shelf, we got just kind of more random games, looks like. Got the Metal Gear Solid games, Zone of Enders games. Oh, and here we got some arcade compilation titles. Those are really fun. I think I might do a video on those someday, actually, to show you all the great old arcade games you can play there. Just right on your PS2 for you. Tomb Raider, God Hand, SmackDown games. And these are just to be like fighting games on the end here, it looks like. Guilty Gear, King of Fighters, Tekken, all the good stuff there. I got my 2007 Subaru model there. I will do a review on my real car of that someday, just when I get around to it. Here we got the rhythm games. We got Guitar Hero, DDR Max, Amplitude, Parappa the Rappa. They're all good ones. All fun to just break out sometimes. Got all the Grand Theft Auto games, Rockstar, Shadow Colossus, Ico, some sports games. Splashdown games are fun. We got some 3DO titles here, Portal Runner and Johnny Mosley, Mad Tricks, Dragon Rage. My dad used to be an investor on 3DO, and he bought me these games. He said, "Hey, try these out and tell me if the stock is worth getting." And I played them, like, "Oh, these games aren't real fun, Dad." I think he still bought the stock though. And this is like my movie-related games, I guess. We got, James Bond, Lord of the Rings, Scarface, Futurama, Simpsons, kind of like my Hollywood corner down here, I guess. And yeah, that looks like all the PS2, well, most of my PS2 titles. I've got other ones elsewhere. And here's my other stuff. We got a couple of Xbox 360s up here. Now this is the original one I got. I bought it off a coworker back in like 2006, I think. Excuse me. And it did not work too long, so I had to get this replacement one here eventually. This one actually still works, but it's very limited. It only plays like half the games, and then the other half it just decides not to work for whatever reason. But this one still works, and I just keep it there. And we got a Vampire Knight with the GunCon big box there. I've had that sitting there forever. And I got my Xenosaga games. Xenosaga is just a wonderful series. I love it. And we got a a guide behind there with a soundtrack in it. And we got my Ford GT40 holding it up, along with Cosmos looking after the games there. And these are just kind of my oddly boxed PS3 games that I didn't really have another place for. I just have them here. Got Blaze Blue, Killer's Dead, Deus Ex, Resident Evil 5, and this one's fun. This is the collector's edition for Final Fantasy X Remaster, and it's actually got like a video soundtrack on it where you can listen to the music from the game, and they'll show you like little clips of all the concept art and give you little effects on it and stuff. It's really, really cool, actually. I like to just pop it in sometimes. I have it in the background. And we got a Final Fantasy 13-2 there. I got the collector's edition for that. And this is the soundtrack for Final Fantasy 13, the first game. I actually found this at Goodwill. It's like the Japanese version, but it still works. And here we got my Xbox 360 games. We got Gears of War, which I've actually never played. We got Rage there, which I've been playing the last couple of weeks. Got Halo games, got some Call of Duty and Battlefront, all my shooters here. Perfect Dark Zero, Fear, which I still have to play. Fear 3, which I've had forever, haven't played. Tiger Woods, Lost Planet. Here's my Rockstar Collection here. All the goodies. Grand Theft Auto is a wonderful series. Red Dead Redemption's fun too, although I've not tried the second one. Just the first one I remember I had a lot of fun with. Bioshock games. Orange Box was really fun. It's got a Portal in there. And just kind of more random stuff, I think. Here we got some racers. We got the Saints Row games too. And The Witcher, which I still need to try. These look like my role-playing games for 360. Lost Odyssey, Final Fantasies, got Fallouts, Skyrim, Oblivion. I got the Oblivion expansion. I liked it so much back in the day. And we got all the Dead or Alive games, Tomb Raiders, Rock Band. Oh, this is my 1963 Corvair model, and I actually have a real one of these too, back at my parents' house. And the next time I go back to California, I'm going to try to make a review of this guy too. So I've had it since I was like 18. And we got original Xbox here. We got a little Lincoln down there too. And I don't think these are in any order whatsoever. And I wouldn't say I actually have like any favorite original Xbox games. I just kind of like playing them generally. honest, I never really understood like why the Xbox is a lot of people's favorite system. I mean, the games are good on it, but there's just a lot of stinkers too. So I just kind of have like the ones I like on here. We got some good unique titles there. Got the Siberia games; those are interesting. And we got Shenmue 2. That's kind of an interesting title. Dino Crisis 3, that's an Xbox exclusive. Jaeger. Got some really generic titles too. A lot of these I'll probably never play again, like Brute Force. Yeah, I don't know. And I think maybe the reason I never really fell in love with the original Xbox is the role-playing game selection on it's just really kind of poor. There's barely any of them on there. What do we got here? These are like the only ones. We've got Sudeki and Metal Dungeon, and I don't know, there's probably a couple other in here. Yeah, role-playing games are not the Xbox's forte. That's my wife's little yellow Lambo there. She's a Lambo fan. Although she'll never have one. Unless she wins the lottery, maybe then. So yeah, that's that. I will take you to show you my setup now that I have here too. Alright, now this is my main setup for the living room. And I got my new PC here on the side here that I built recently with Windows 10 on it, which I'm still getting used to a little bit. I've been, on Windows 7 forever, and Windows 10 is just a little different. But here I got my systems that I usually play on my flat screen here. I got PS3, Wii, original Xbox, PS4, got the Japanese PS2 along with the American PS2 slim model, and then we got the new Xbox I acquired at Savers last year. And I put it a little, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is like a little extra fan that I got, and it really worked well. I noticed that the top of this thing would just be getting so hot. It was like hot to the touch. And so I put this little cooler fan on it, and it just blasts all the hot air out of there, and it really cools it down nicely. So if you got a slim model that feels so hot, I recommend getting one of those. I think it's called a Nyko intercooler. And you can still get them new for like $20. That's my wife's bear there. And what have we got in my drawers here? This is a Wii drawer. I got all just kinds of random controllers for the Wii, and I got a GameCube controller in there. Pink one for the wife there. This is all stuff I get at Goodwill. I haven't really bought anything on eBay for Wii for a while. And that is PS3 move sticks, it looks like. A couple of cords. What is this? This is just random stuff. Random stuff I found there. We got some Xbox 360 chargers there for the controllers. We got like a Wii component cable. What's this thing? Yeah, just random stuff, really. That's a lot of stuff I have. It's just kind of random. And this over here, this is stuff I got at Goodwill recently. I actually found this big box of anime sets this weekend. I haven't sorted it out yet. And what I got here? Got some controllers. This is kind of my staging area here, where I just kind of unpack the Goodwill stuff and what do I do? I sort it out and see if it's something I want to keep or if I want to sell it on eBay. And that's it for the front room. Now we'll go to my back game room. I'll show you that. And this is my retro gaming room here. Let's step inside. It's just a little spare bedroom that we have here. And I put all my old gaming stuff in it. And you can see we got a couch in the middle here, and I can just sit down, relax, and play on my old CRT that I've had forever. And I still got some, newer games here too. I've got my Ps4 collection here just because I didn't have a place to put it in the other room anymore. And I've always liked the PS3, but it's never been like my favorite system. But it does have a lot more kind of like fun exclusive titles, I think, than the Xbox 360. But overall, I've probably put more hours overall on the Xbox 360 than the PS3. That might be close, I don't know. Got the Dark Souls games there. Little Big Planet. These are all my PlayStation Move games here. I think they did a good job with the PlayStation Move, actually. A lot of people dog it, but I think they did a lot better than the Wii. Just on functionality. And we got some role-playing games. Some of which I played, some of which I haven't. These are a lot of these games actually I've just picked up, and I'm going to play them someday, but haven't got around to it. You know how it goes, guys. Like the Darkness games, I haven't played through those. I just played those a little bit. Oh, we got Fallout, that's a wonderful game. Borderlands, that's good. Last of Us, that's an excellent game. We got the Infamous set, Assassin's Creed. I got all these Assassin's Creed games for, I mean, basically free. I think I got all of them for like $10. Some guy just was wanting to get rid of them. Ninja Gaiden. Here's all the racing games I got at the end. Gran Turismo 6 is really awesome if you guys like racing games. That's got to be the best one on the system. It was really pushing the system's limits. And here we got now this is not my original PS1, this is just one I got at Goodwill because I noticed it had like the older styles hookups on the back, so it's like one of the first models, I think. And I thought it'd be just fun to grab that. And we got the Beretta Laser Gun from my buddy Toro at Fancy Action Now. And to be honest, I still haven't really got that to work very well. If I aim it at just like the middle of the screen, it's pretty accurate. But if I start aiming it off towards the sides, it just will not shoot the zombies. So I don't know. But it's still really cool looking. And there's my 8-bit video game box, which I showed you guys last time. And this is a Xbox 360. I made the mistake of buying it, GameStop, before I figured out you could just get them at Goodwill super cheap. So I paid $60 for that sucker. But it still works, it's cool, it's black, and I got a black hard drive for it and everything. And what's this behind here? Oh, this I just found. This is like still brand new and unused. I just picked this up the other day. It's a little PS1 controller. Dual impact. And what we got here? We got some box Sega Genesis games. Let's see, I have them color coordinated here. Ooh. Got some Japanese titles in there. And this one actually is like a repro copy, and it's got like a repro manual and stuff even inside of it. They really went all out. It's like all color manual in there. It's kind of a fun shooter. Battlemania 2. Very quirky. Never came out in the US, just Japan. And we got Rocket Knight Adventures, Burning Force, Phantasy Star 2. Some of these games are actually left over from my first video I made with all the Genesis pickup I got at Goodwill. Got Sonic there, we got Jewel Master. And here are some Sega Saturn games. Now, I just started collecting on the Saturn relatively recently. It was never a system I had when I was a kid or anything. Or, you know, and I guess it would have been college when I would have picked it up. But yeah, I never got one. And I'm not really interested in paying the exorbitant prices for the game. So, you know, I got the cheaper ones here that I could. And this is a little... it's like a cartridge that you plug into the Saturn, and then you can play burn games. And Fancy Action Now recommended this guy that sold them on the internet, so I just bought a bunch of burn games from him. And this is just a very cost-effective way to play Saturn. And here are a bunch of Japanese titles too. There are a lot of Japanese titles you can just play without having to know Japanese. A lot of them, which I think we really missed out on here in the US, so you cannot play though without reading Japanese. Like this guy here. I bought this thing, it was going to be some kind of cool game, and it turned out it's like all text. I can't even read it. So I'm kind of screwed on that one. And here is my modest PS4 collection. You can see a lot of these games are still sealed. I haven't even opened them yet. Sometimes I feel like I collect faster than I play these games. But they are waiting to play. And they're not going anywhere, they're just sitting here waiting for me. Here's my little Wii collection. A Monster Hunter 3 with the controller in there. I basically bought this box one just to get the arcade controller. So I can play Xeno's, what is it? I'm blanking now. Not Xenogears. Whatever that game was that I just did a review on. I can't remember the title. Oh boy. Anyways, we got some Metroid games for GameCube there too. And Metroid for the Wii. We got Last Story, Dead Space, Mystery Case Files. This one's actually pretty fun. I had my mom and my wife just really love this game. It's like a little hidden object game, and you point at the pictures and find the little hidden objects in the pictures. Very surprising. And what's here? We got these are my old PC games, basically. Oh, we got the old Tex Murphy games here. I remember I used to spend a lot of time playing these. I haven't even looked at these for a while, though. If any of you guys know Tex Murphy, let me know. I don't think I've ever met anyone that knows what they are. And we got some Myst there. What else we got? You Don't Know Jack. Aliens vs. Predator. I've never been a huge PC gamer, actually. This is all I've ever collected for PC. You got some box ones here. These two games are kind of interesting. Longest Journey and Longest Journey 2, basically. The Longest Journey. Dreamfall. Kind of cool old PC games. A lot of these old PC games are just forgotten now. It's amazing. Anyways, getting on here. I don't want to make this video too long. This is just kind of my outgoing stuff for eBay sales. This is all the stuff I've got already posted up, and it's just waiting to get sold. Excuse me. And I don't know, a lot of people think selling games on eBay is like greedy, I guess. I don't know. But I've just tried to keep my collecting kind of cost neutral, so I'll just get these games at Goodwill or pawn shops or whatever, and I'll play them, and if I don't want to keep them, I'll just pop them up on eBay and sell them. And then, if there's any new games that come out or whatever that actually cost some serious money, I've got it there in my PayPal account to buy new games. So really, I mean, at this point in my life, my game collecting just basically pays for itself. I think it's a really fun hobby, just kind of making a game out of it. Got Jill Valentine there, representing my PlayStation 1 collection. Got my long box of titles here. I'm going to try to start going faster on this guy. I don't want to do this. I don't have this video last for hours. We got light gun PS2 games there. I keep them in this room for obvious reasons. And I get pretty much all of my PS1 games. I've got them in these little plastic slips now, so they won't get scratched up. And I've been actually very meticulous about doing this. I get these new CDs just at Goodwill, and I pay like $1 for them, and then I can just open them up and replace the old beat-up PlayStation case with them, and then I've got a nice minty copy to have in my collection. And I really like the PS1. This is actually one of my favorite collections, even though I haven't played it for a little bit of time now. But I've pretty much got all the games I want for it now. A lot of Japanese games that I can play on my modded PS1 that I've had forever. Or my new Japanese PS2, I can also play them on there. And these are my role-playing games here. I got Final Fantasies and Xenogears and Star Ocean, and this one is Legend of Dragoon. Even though it's got the Japanese case on it, it's still got the American discs in there, so I can play it. And we got the Sega Frontier games, those are fun. Suikoden games. We got Dragon Warrior 7, Chrono Cross, Grandia. I actually haven't tried Grandia yet. That's going to be the one I probably play next. When I play these PS1 games again. Thousand Arms, you guys know this one. It's kind of a goofy, like, dating sim RPG. It's really silly. We got Alundra games, those are always fun. Actually, the second one's not that fun. The first one's good. We got here Fear Effect. We got Star Wars Dark Forces, which I just got on my trip to Page recently, actually. I picked it up in Flagstaff. We've got Colony Wars games. PS1's just wonderful because it was so innovative for its time. All these new kinds of games coming out, people trying them. These are just kind of my racing / sports games down here, I think. Got the original Gran Turismos and Ridge Racers. Got the driver games. Those are really cool. Kind of like GTA, Grand Theft Auto. We got some old arcadey type games. We got Frogger, Cubert, Ball Blazer, Activision Classics, Namco Museum. Yeah, all excellent titles. PS1 is just great. And down here on the floor we got, this is actually my childhood Genesis, and I watched a GameSack video where they were modding it, and they gave me the idea to mod it with S-Video. So I've got a little S-Video hook up I put back here, and after I did that, the picture on it is just incredible. It just cleaned it up so much, I can't believe it. It like opened up just a whole new world of Genesis for me. And if you can do it, if you got some technical skills, I definitely recommend it. You can find online how to do it. This is my new little NES clone that I showed you guys last time. And I've got all my systems able to be easily hooked up here. I know this looks like a mess here, but I've got my little switcher box here so I can kind of switch games and consoles out really fast. I got a nice subwoofer here with my two little speakers up here in the corners to get awesome stereo sound. And I've got my, who is this, Burning Force girly up here. And I got some boxed Super Nintendo games. This is my NES shelf here / Super Nintendo shelf. Got Super Famicom, got Ranma there, and Super VG, Super Mario All-Stars, Ys. This little box, I got some Game Boy games in there. Never a big fan of the Game Boy though. These are my NES titles. I'm not a huge collector on the NES, but I've got I've pretty much collected all my favorites now. Let's see all those. Got the Ninja Gaiden trilogy, Crystalis. There's the original Dragon Warrior game there, which doesn't really hold up anymore. And these I've had since I was a little kid. I got the original Final Fantasy boxed here. No manual, but this is, you know, the same one I got when I was a kid. I've just had it forever. Got it used. And this one I bought new. Actually, I remember. Actually, both these I bought new, I remember. Heroes of the Lance. Little Nemo, the Dream Master. They're both interesting. And here's some ones I just got recently. I recently discovered these guys, the Shadowgate, Deja Vu, and Uninvited trilogy. Well, I mean, they're not related, but they're all kind of made by the same company. And they're kind of interesting for the Nintendo. Little point-and-click, like adventure games, basically. And yeah, we got Abdox, Journey to Silius. I'm getting all nostalgic now just looking at these. And what have we got here? We got another picture here. This I just got in Thailand last year, and I put my black light in front of it and it kind of glows at night. It's daytime now, so it just looks a little light, but at night it looks really cool. And here we got some folders. This has just kind of loose discs of PS2 and Xbox and 3DO. This one's got all my PS1 burn discs and some loose games too. And here we got some loose Genesis games. And some manuals back there. I gotta start moving faster, this is taking too long. I got Gunstar Heroes. Oh, let me show you these knockoffs I got. This is a Gunstar Heroes knockoff, which I actually just got shipped to me for free when I ordered something else off eBay. And I was like, oh, score. And I never played it before, but I tried it, and I thought it was just excellent. It's a really fun game. Got Rolling Thunder 2 and 3 there. I got Midnight Resistance. Here's another Chinese copy here, Castlevania Bloodlines. They call it the New Generation. That works just fine though. That is a hard game though, I must say. Got a Game Genie here. Saint Sword, Superman, some Japanese titles. What's this? Oh, this is Valis, the first Valis. Much cheaper to buy it Japanese than American. And here we got Genesis controllers, and got my old Genesis 3 there. Got a Genesis 2 I found somewhere. Yeah, but I always play my my Model 1 over there just because it's got better sound and picture now. Here's a Saturn I've got. I think this is... What is this one? That might be my Saturn that doesn't work so well. We've got a couple Wii's here for backup. Just nice ones I found at Goodwill that I thought I'd hold on to. I got my modest N64 collection here, just controllers and a few games. I showed you that before. This is just a box of like random PlayStation 2 hardware. You got guns and controllers, all kinds of stuff in here. And I just put them in bags so they won't turn into spaghetti. And here is PlayStation 1 stuff. I'm not going to open that door right now because it's kind of stuck. Kind of the same situation as the PS2 door though. These are loose Super Nintendo games. I've actually got a lot more loose ones than box ones. And we've got some Super Famicom games back there. I can't show you all of them, they're kind of running back there. And this is my original Super Nintendo that I got when I was a kid. It's kind of yellow now. Not too bad, just... Well, actually it looks a lot worse now than it did last time. Maybe it's just the lighting. And we've got my original NES too, so I got those there. Still work. And this is just, oh, we got an extra Super Nintendo there, and just kind of like controllers and stuff for Nintendo and Super Nintendo. And we've got, just in my closet here, I got some random stuff. Oh, we got my PlayStation ASCII-Pad Fighter Stick there. And we got a Saturn Fighter Stick. And we got like two extra regular Xboxes here, just for backups. And here we got a Japanese Saturn. We've got... Oh, this is some kind of role-playing joystick for the PlayStation I remember getting a while ago. Maybe I'll try that with Grandia next. And here, it's not an Xbox 360, it's a Saturn with controllers and stuff. I think this one is the one I usually use. And we got a Super Nintendo fighting pad. Got an extra Xbox 360 there I picked up for like $10 at Goodwill. In this box we got a 3DO. It's my brother's old 3DO that he left me. And it's got all the controllers and hookups in there too. Oh, and here I've got a boxed ASCII-Pad fighter stick too. So I've actually we got two of these guys for the PlayStation. And that's really fun if you're having like a Street Fighter tournament or something like that, which I've never had. And yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think I forgot anything else. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.